The Mesopotamians, 4000 BC. The Mesopotamians used ziggurats as observatories. The Mesopotamians are the ones who created the calendar and came up with the idea of dividing a circle in 360 degrees. They used the stars to plan when to farm and when to do rituals.
The Egyptians, 4000 BC. The Egyptians developed and used astronomy for practical purposes. Many Egyptian temples and monuments, such as the Great Pyramids, were aligned with respect to the cardinal points.
The Stonehenge, 3100 BC. It is thought to be a planetarium with recorded astronomical alignments.
The Chinese, 1200 BC. The Chinese made and recorded observations of eclipse at least as long as the 13th century BC. The Chinese also recorded events such as meteor showers and comets.
Thales, 624 BC through 547 BC. Thales used the Egyptian astronomers' observations as studies.
Pythagoras, 582 to 500 BC. Pythagoras developed a model of the solar system in which spherical celestial bodies moved in circular paths around a central fire that is unseen due to a counter-Earth. He also developed the theory that objects in the solar system created sound.
Babylonians, 500 BC. They used observations to make patterns in moon and planets. They discovered Mars has a 47-year cycle. They have a strong belief in astrology, pseudoscience involving belief that the celestial events cause events on Earth, floods, earthquakes, hurricanes.
Aristotle, 384 to 322 BC. He adopted and revised Atticus' geocentric model and agreed on the spherical objects, created several proofs for Earth's shape, and noted that Earth is composed of 4 elements.
Aristarchus, 300 BC. He found the moon's size based on the Earth's shadow. He determined the sun's diameter is 7 times larger than Earth's.
Eratosthenes, 276 to 195 BC. He used geometry to calculate the Earth's size. This was done by finding the difference in the degrees to the sun and the distance on the Earth's surface.
Hipparchus, 134 BC. He discovered a new star, and that brightness had increased to be seen by the naked eye. He systematically charted brighter stars. He had determined the position and brightness of approximately 850 stars, differed in positions of 2 degrees from astronomers 170 years earlier.
Mesoamericans, 500 AD. Their buildings aligned with the sunrise and sunset during the equinox, and they tracked the cycles of Venus.
Ptolemy, 127 through 157 AD. He wrote a book on astronomy, and he described the star brightness with magnitude, and that system is still used today.
Arabs and Muslims, 600 to 1400 AD. They built observatories, and their main focus was to verify works of earlier astronomers.
Copernicus, 1470 AD through 1543 AD. He developed a heliocentric model, meaning it was sun-centered.
Tycho Brahe, 1546 to 1601 AD. He was a great observer and was able to make observations more accurate than any astronomer before him.
Galileo, 1564 AD through 1642 AD. He developed a telescope, and he abandoned the heliocentric model.
Kepler, 1571 to 1630 AD. Kepler joined Brahe's staff by the time he was 30 years old and had published a book on the orbits of planets. He also discovered several laws of planetary motion. Isaac Newton, 1643 to 1727 AD. Isaac explained why the planets moved as they did in Kepler's 3 laws of planetary motion.
Halley, 1656 AD to 1742 AD. He discovered the first Halley comet. Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955. Albert Einstein developed the general theory of relativity.
Niels Bohr, 1855 to 1962. He proposed a theory for the hydrogen atom based on quantum theory that energy is transferred only in certain defined quantities.
Wolfgang Ernest Pauli, 1900 and 1958. Wolfgang Ernest Pauli was an Austrian-born Swiss and American theoretical physicist and one of the pioneers of quantum physics.
Werner Heisenberg, 1901 to 1976, he was a key pioneer in quantum mechanics and a theoretical physicist.
Edwin Powell Hubble, 1889 to 1953. Edwin was an American astronomer who played a crucial role in establishing the field of extrasgalactic astronomy and is generally regarded as one of the most important observational cosmologists of the 20th century.
George Lemaitre, 1894 to 1966. He proposed the theory of expansion, which is wildly misattributed to Edwin Hubble.
Robert Oppenheimer, 1904 to 1967. Robert was an American theoretical physicist and professor of physics at the University of California.
Fred Hoyle, 1915 to 2001. He created the theory of stellar nucleosynthesis and also is noted for other controversial stances in scientific matters.
Penzias and Wilson, 1933 to 1978. They accidentally discovered the cosmic microwave background radiation and the rival steady-state theory. In 1978, Penzias and Wilson were awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics for their joint discovery.
Armstrong and Aldrin, 1969. They were on the Apollo 11, which was the first space flight that landed humans on the moon.